country is going to the dogs. So why do we lose elections? We lose elections because we don't know how to defend ourselves, and we don't know how to defend ourselves because we don't know how to attack. Barack Obama is the most brazen and compulsive liar ever to occupy the He's a commander-in-chief missing in action, invisible at the budget negotiations in Washington, and the withdrawal negotiations in Iraq. Hidden from view in crisis after crisis, while Egypt and Syria burn, he gulps. His endless dithering and wrong-headed interventions have set the Middle East on fire. Meanwhile, he and his wife carry on like French royalty, lavishing tens of millions of taxpayer dollars on their family and their dog, while millions of Americans suffer because of the policies he put in place. He is a leader who just doesn't care. That's how he was able to leave 4 brave Americans to die in Benghazi. He didn't care. How is it possible that we have not buried him under his own misdeeds and disasters?
Cut the funding.
2 presidential candidates characterized as selfish, malicious, racial demagogue who sells hope while delivering misery as a good man. As someone who only lacked experience in the job. How about his lack of a moral conscience? The reason we don't attack him is obvious, but no one will say it out loud. I will. It's because the color of his skin is black. Actually, he's half black, raised by whites and one Indonesian. But no matter, because racist liberals have made the color of one's skin all that matters. It is because Obama is a minority that no one will hold him to a standard or confront him with what he has done. Any political consultant will tell you can't do that. That's how race conscious our country has become. That's why we lose elections. Because what's true of Obama is true of the Democratic Party and the liberals and socialists generally. They present themselves as defenders of minorities. Whenever they are attacked, they use minorities as human shields so they can call us racist. If we can't hold Obama to account, how can we hold any Democrat, any liberal, any socialist to account? Their campaign narrative is this: we are defenders of the underdog and the champions of equality and fairness. If you attack minorities, women, children, and the poor, if you attack us, you're attacking minorities, women, children, blah, blah, blah. How is it possible that Democrats and liberals and socialists can present themselves as defenders of the poor? Obama has created more poor people than all the presidents since World War II. 47 million Americans are on food stamps and 100 million on government handouts. In Democrat monopolies like Chicago and Detroit, liberal socialists have damaged and destroyed the lives of more African Americans than all Republicans since the creation of the Republic. Yet, every 4 years, they are able to persuade voters that they are defenders of minorities. And how do they do it? Not by helping minorities and the poor, but by attacking the rich and by blaming conservatives for the suffering their policies have caused. They portray rich people as enemies of minorities and the poor who refuse to pay their fair share. They demonize wealth. That is what allows them to pretend they are friends of the poor. How can we fight this? How can we neutralize the slanders and show that we are the real defenders of working Americans, the middle class, poor people, and minorities? How can we turn the tables on them? It's not rocket science. We can beat their attacks by turning their guns around. In the real world, Democrats, socialists have made the lives of poor Americans worse, much worse. We need to shove this fact in their faces every time we speak. In every inner city of size in America, the selfish exploiters of the poor are liberals, socialists, and progressives. They are the ones who fatten themselves off the votes of minorities while blocking their opportunities for a better life and throwing them crumbs in return.